Hey there, I'm back with the new demo of my running in place locomotion mechanic that I've been calling RIPMotion. I've been doing tons of experimentation, and at this point, I'm pretty convinced that there's no comfortable way of running around with both decoupled head direction and the ability to use your hands. What we really need are some other tracking points, but it's been radio silence in that front, so instead of just waiting, I put together this new proof of concept. What I'm doing is using your hands to emulate track tip points. All you need to do is put your hands at your hips, click the intent to move button, which in this case are the track pads, and run in place. If you pull your hands away, or if you let go of the buttons, you'll come to a stop. I set up the code so it's plug and play, assuming we actually get some tracking pucks, so you'll be able to run around just like in this demo without losing your hands. Ultimately, the more of your body that's tracked, the better this will work. So while I don't think that this is the final locomotion solution, it is a step. That being said, let's go for a rip. So just like before, get the little trigger firing thing out of here. Another thing that's going on that you're not going to be able to see in the demo is if you click the grip buttons, you will toggle on chaperone bounds while you're running around. Some people requested that. I don't find it to be super helpful, but if you want the frame reference, it's there for you. So here we go. Yeah, run over here, around these rocks. You can look around while you're running. You can even look like while you're turning. It's pretty comfortable. It's pretty easy to avoid things. You can cut back in, cut back out. Going through stuff, all that's good. So yeah, I find it to be pretty comfortable. Hopefully you do too. Another feature that I added, which is kind of janky, I don't really like it, but people asked for it, so I threw it in there, is if you start walking backwards and run in place, you can run in reverse. Um, I don't know, just turn around and run. It doesn't really make sense to me, but whatever. Lastly, something that a lot of people have been complaining about just in general is wanting to have trackpad or joystick locomotion in their games. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's terrible, which is why I've been working on this. But I think I figured out a compromise that people will be happy with, which is lazy mode. So what you want to do is put them at your hips and click the run buttons and don't gotta do anything. You just go. Um, Change the direction by changing your body. So sorry, you're gonna have to move slightly. But yeah, all about options. It doesn't cost anything, so why not add it? So yeah, that's it. There's still some problems. If you don't keep the controllers right at your hips and you waggle them around, it's not going to feel so good. The acceleration, deceleration, and running speed are all tuned for what feels good for me, but that probably won't feel good for everyone, so I need some feedback. I set it to be very tunable, so that should be adjustable, no problem. But I've also been doing some testing on an even better solution, but more on that later. All the toggleable stuff should really be in a menu, not mapped to buttons. So I just did that for simplicity in the demo. But really using this, all you would need for now is the intent to move button. Hopefully we can get rid of that in the future too. One last thing that I hadn't even thought about until listening to tested podcasts recently. Norm was mentioning during the VR Minute that having tracked hips would give you boundaries to do a hitbox for your chest. So I think that with running around, it probably lend well together. Hopefully you guys would find that to be useful. But yeah, all that being said, it's still work in progress. So give it a try. Demos down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.